Welcome back, guys. We are here with round 2 of locals. Today we are on Yummy again, and our friend Brendan is on Dracotail. He wins die roll here. And so we got a pretty decent hand here. We got Purge, we got Lollipo, and then we got Valor, Bell, and Obedience Schooled. So he's going to go with Lucius. And we're going to purge this one here. We decided to purge here instead of going with the Valor just in case he has the Phimina. And so we're going to go Obedience Schooled here. We're going to bring out the Yummy, the Cupsy, the Lollipo, and the Lollipop, and the Cookie. And that is an atrocious glare. I apologize. And nothing here, so we're gonna link it off into the Snatchy effect to place the field spell. We're gonna go for the Acroaky here. Typically when you lead with Obedience Schooled, you do want to go with Acroaky, just in the event that you get nibbed. But I forgot that this is going second, so we go with a Mignon here. Mignon, effect to summon back, and he's just going to hit that there. We go with the Mignon because we're going second. Might as well just try to go for the kill here. He pops the field spell, which is unfortunate, but we don't really need the body. But we go into a Cupsy Synchro. Man, that is a really bad glare. Sorry about that. So we're going to add Cookie and Cupsy here. And then we're going to discard a Cookie that we already had in hand. Then from here, we're going to go Snatchy. Swap out the Ultra for the Collector's Rare. You gotta flex when you have it, you know what I mean? So we go Cupsy effect to add the Surprise. This is how we get into the field spell in the battle phase here. But we go Cookie effect to lower the Lucius, and no response there. Go to battle, and then we go, beginning of battle, we go ahead and use the effect of Surprise to add a field spell from the grave to the hand, and then we place it. And so we swing in with the Cookie, we swing in with the Snatchy, we swing in with the Cupsy and the Cupsy, and then he scoops on attack declaration. He made me do this. He made me go through all the motions of killing him because we were testing last week and I had game on board. I punched into 2 of his monsters, but I had forgotten that he had activated Solemn Judgment earlier that turn, so I didn't think I had enough, and so I just like, alright, pass. And he's like, you don't want to kill me? I'm like, ah, crap. And so he knows that I'm not good. So always swing with your bodies. So we got some Evenlies, we got some Cosmics. We're gonna side out Called By, Talents, a Surprise. Yeah, that's what I thought. I side out the Engage because I'm sick of that. I'm sick of this engine. It's really good, but man, it sucks to open into it. So we're siding out a couple things here. And so we put back the Cosmic and stuff, and we got Evenlies and Cosmics. So Brendan's one of the homies. I really like playing against him, and it's always a good time. So yeah, that was very fortunate that he didn't have very much follow-up in that hand. I didn't ever ask him what he had left, so we're going to give it a little shuffle. We are going to go second here, and we're going to see what we can do. Opening hand, we got Ogre, Double Fua, Evenly, and Obedience Schooled. So that's going to be pretty good. He's going to go Lucius, effect to add. we're just gonna pop that. Put him on that he has to have the Phymina already. And he does not. So he goes Rahu, and I'm gonna drop a Fua here, see if he does anything. We have the second Fua. I hold the second Fua because I know he has the Phymina in hand, and he's gonna make plays on my turn anyways. So he summons out the Arthalion. He sends a Phymina and I think the Urgula, it looks like. And he's gonna set the Ketu and Horn. And so we draw into a Ghost Bell, which is pretty good here. So I am not going to be too afraid of that Horn or the Flame, honestly. So, plus we have that evenly matched, so that's going to feel pretty good. He's going to go Ketu to add. I don't control anything, so he can't fuse here. He's going to add the Malulu. And then he'll eventually shuffle back bottom deck the Urgula, add back the Phymina, and that will give him a ton of follow-up on my turn. So he's gonna go Urgula, bottom deck, and then I guess he bounced the Phymina, and then he just adds the Lucius back to hand. He's gonna set 2, and so I know that one of them is a Horn. The other one I can assume is going to be a Flame. And so draw phase, we're gonna drop the Fua just so that he doesn't have a chance to chain Phymina to try to beat that there. We top deck a Veiler, which is not great here. And so we're gonna try to go to battle here. And we're going to drop evenly match. And he has the Judgment. He judgments and takes 4K. But that is a bummer, because that would have been a great blowout there. But we go to main phase 2. We're going to go Obedient Schooled. And then he flips the Flame here. And then we chain the Bell just because it adds. And then he adds from the graveyard. But he's thinking on the Ghost Bell here. And so nothing there, which is fortunate. We keep him off of getting some more advantage. So we bring out the boys. Lollipo, Cookie, and Cupsy. And then here he's thinking. So right now he's thinking, I don't really know what he's going to be. So I know that he has a Phymina, he has the Lucius, and then he has a Malulu. So he's thinking on whether he wants to start using stuff right now. So it's a Veiler in my hand, but he is afraid that it is going to be a yummy surprise. And so we go Snatchy, and then we're gonna go Snatchy. No effect. I don't think we do the effect here. Yeah, I guess I pass priority over to him. So he's thinking about using that. So he's gonna go Horn, targeting the Snatchy, obviously. But we're going to chain the Snatchy here to Synchro. And then he's thinking if he has a response or not. A Veiler would go pretty hard, but he lets it go. And so we're going to go into... We're going to go Cupsy. You could tell because of that glare. The way that glare is, it tells you that it's... And then we also have the Akroki effect here too. And because the Akroki gets placed on that same chain, it's not there to see the synchro summon happen, essentially. And so we don't get the pop off of it. And so we're adding Lollipo and Cookie, or Cupsy, and then we're going to discard the Cupsy here. Or the Lollipo. Man, they all look the same. They're all the same cat, just different costumes, you know. And so we don't have a battle phase, so we're just going to try to clear some stuff off the board here. And so we're going to go these two guys. We go Snatchy and then summon out the Cupsy, just in case he does have a Veiler or a Veiler or something. And so we add the surprise, so he now thinks that we have 2 surprises in hand. And so from here, we're going to go Lollipo. And then we're going to go Akroki to pop the Arthalion. And so he knows that I have surprise. He's thinking on whether he wants to fuse into stuff. So one reason why I feel like the Dracotail matchup is so good into Yummy is all of the dragons, when they get summoned back, they don't target. So that it doesn't target to pop a spell, it doesn't target to pop a monster, it doesn't target to negate a monster. Which makes it really difficult because it's all on the same chain. And so if you tag out with any of the synchros, or you quick sync with the link, whatever you summon out, it gets negated. So those are both negated. We get the Arthalion off the field here. We are under Obedience Schooled, so we're not going to be able to make Marcher or the Herald here. But we're going to go Star Ham. We're going to go Ham Effect. We're going to discard the Quick Play to summon back the Lollipo. And then Lollipo is going to go use its effect to banish. Pretty sure we just banished one of the traps. There's an argument for banishing the Arthalion, but I feel like disrupting the traps and the grind game you get from the traps is a little bit better at this point. So he's got 4 cards in hand. He's got Malulu, Lucius, Phimina, and I believe one is an unknown. So we're going to tag out into the excuse me. We're going to link into the Snatchy. And so the Star Ham does not do anything except for bring back a monster used as its material, and then it makes it a tuner. And so right here, he's talking through his plays a little bit. He is certain that the Veiler in my hand right now is a surprise, which honestly is something to be afraid of, because however you interrupt or interact right now, it really doesn't matter, because I'm going to be able to get set up a board on your turn anyways, on the opponent's turn. So he's going to go Phimina here. No effect. And so he's going to send Malulu and the Lucius to summon out an Arthalion. And because he fused, I get a draw here. And I believe I hit an Ogre. So he's going to go Arthalion, Chainlink 1, target. I believe he targets the Snatchy and one of his monsters. And then he has the Lucius, he has the Malulu. And then he's going to summon back the Arthalion here. So he bounces the Snatchy here, which is probably not it isn't the move here, because I'm going to get an Akroki summon, and I'm just going to bring it back out anyways. And so now he has to negate a monster on the field if he wants. Honestly, there's nothing. The Cupsy's already negated. Starham doesn't do anything, and the Lollipo doesn't do anything either. And so he sets his two spells. And so he's going to go ahead and negate the Lollipo. I'm going to use the Akroki to summon from deck, which is going to give me a little bit more extension here. And so that's me checking my targets there. And so he's asking if it summons from deck and grave, and it's just deck, which should tip me off that he's probably got a ghost spell in his hand. And so I summon out the cookie, and then we send the cookie to the graveyard, and then we bring out the Snatchy, and we're just gonna switch out the the Ultra for the collector's rare, just because here. And so we know that he has Lucius in hand, and so he's now got 3 cards in hand. One's unknown, one's a Lucius, and the other's a draw. So he's got a pretty big board here. And so here, he goes into battle here. Goes to battle phase, and he's going to declare with the Arthalion. And then on attack declaration, we're going to pay 100 to Synchro. And we're going to go into the cookie to book. And so he's, and then we're going to target the face down, pop the key 2 here, which is pretty good. He's going to book those 2 guys. And I realized what I should have done before is use the Snatchy to synchro into Herald. And then use the cookie. And so he has the bell. He goes bell on the cookie bounce, which is unfortunate. And so that bell is, that bell is pretty bad, because now I have 2 bodies on board that aren't really doing anything. So he's going to go Lucius, add the Urgula, which is a spell trap pop. Or that might have been Pan. And then it goes Rahu here. So he's going to go Rahu. He's going to fuse. He's got quite a bit in his hand. So he's got the Urgula. He's going to send the Pan, maybe? And it looks like that's a Fenrir. And so he's got a bounce here. Yep, and so he has the Arthalion bounce. He's got the Pan pop and the Urgula pop, plus the recursion off of that as well. So he's going to bounce the Ghost Bell and the Starham, which is a pretty good call, but we're going to do Valor on the Arthalion here. And so he's going to pop the little Lollipo, and then Urgula's going to pop the field spell, which is very unfortunate, but that is just sometimes how it goes. And then he's going to go Urgula to bottom deck itself, and then add back the Phimina to hand. I have an Ogre. That Ogre's not really going to do anything at this point, since that the Arthalion is almost always chain blocked, just because you get so much recursion off of it that it's worth sacrificing one of your other guys to like have their effects to set get hit. But he's gonna fuse off into a Philia Regis. Filius Regis. Regis Philbin. Philia Regis Philbin. There you go. That's the joke. And so Philia Regis, when it's summoned, quick effect on the main phase, you can banish a card on the field or graveyard. And then if you banish something on the field, you have to bounce back a dragon from the field or something like that. And so he banishes out the field spell, which is really good. That's a really good hit. That keeps me from recurring the other guys. And then we go crash the Star Ham. And then we go end of battle. We have the second evenly. Which will be pretty good here. I think that'll be a good move, but he can just chain the Philia Regis here to at least save it or something else. And so he's gonna keep the Philia Regis, which is interesting. Oh wait, no, I guess you have to. I think you have to do something on your opponent's field. There, and so we go Ogre, try to make a Typhon play, and then the Philia Regis is hit. And I can't remember if Ogre is one of those Ghost Sisters that you can just chain from the field by sending it, which probably would have been a good move if it was possible, because that at least puts us into top decks here. So he's got quite a bit of hand advantage. We're going to see what we can get going here. He's got the Femina. He's going to send off Shadal Beast and one of his other guys to bring out a Gulamel here. He can't activate his Urgula or whatever he sends because he doesn't have any targets. But he does get a draw off the Shadal, and apparently he wasn't very good because he's like, oh man. I don't ever ask him what it was, but I wish I did. But then he's gonna swing in with that one guy. Oh, no bad. My bad. That's not that is not the Gulamel. That is a Secretarian Dragon. He's gonna shuffle back the beast, summon out the Arthalion, summon it out, and then he's gonna go Urgula, shuffle back or bottom deck it, and then add back I think the Femina or something. And so I live a little bit. The Secretarian's a little bit weaker, but he does get a chunk of change in. And so just like before, I'm gonna make him go through the motions and kill me, because that maybe he chokes. But we're gonna go Lollipo here, and we're gonna see if he has a response. We're just checking through his graveyard to see what he has. We're gonna shuffle back the Judgment. Honestly, there's nothing that we can do here. He's got the Femina in hand. He's got the Philia Regis in the deck, and so he's gonna get a removal here anyways. And then so he goes Femina at the end. And so he's gonna fuse off of the Yep. And so we're just checking to make sure the materials are good. And they are good. And it's very unfortunate. We're going to Philia Regis banish off my guy. He's going to return the Philia Regis here, and then he's going to pass it over. He's smart because he's trying to keep me off of that Typhon. And so it goes battle phase, swing in with Lucius. We banished the Arthalion. We have that mixed up. That Arthalion isn't banished because it was summoned off of the Secretarian Dragon. I don't believe it gets banished there. And that is going to be it for game 2. We end up going into time here, and so RIP time rules. But we're gonna get hit with a draw here between the both of us. Yeah, so really good. Really good plays on just removing the bodies, keeping me off of being able to try to make any sort of extension. I didn't have any snatchies in my extra deck left, so it's not that I could have made anything from that, but he was worried about a Typhon, which, I mean, Typhon does go pretty hard into that matchup a little bit, just being able to clear off a couple bodies and swing over the big guys. Anyways, that is round 2. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. We got round 3 coming up in a couple days, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya. Peace. Bye.